Okay, so welcome everyone to today's class. So today we'll be looking at a topic, responsive design with variables. Responsive design with variables, okay? So let's see. So in our last class, we spoke about how to manage design variables easily and how to switch between teams using variables, which we did blue team, purple team, and well, I hope we all practiced while at home or after the class. Then we also implemented light and dark mode. So today we are going to make our design fully responsive. So before starting with that, we will need to design a simple, well, I'm going to just use a simple header hero section. Okay, I'm going to use an hero section for this. So I'm going to, I did not want to make any design. So I wanted us to work on it together. Just an hero section. We are going to have header and hero. So let's jump right into Figma for our responsive design. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to create a new page for this. I'm just going to call it responsive. All right, so we are going to bring in a frame. So we are going to start with a desktop frame for this. So with that, I think later on in life, uh, we're going to, anyways, let's name this home. We're going to work on the rest. So let's see. All right. So for our response, we need for our dashboard, just remember we have the already created variables that we did in our last class. So over the weekend, I took it upon to make sure I updated this, and I think I mapped them to yeah. So they were successfully mapped to how it was supposed to be in our previous class. All right, so we are going to just design it before we go on to the variables. So first of all, I'm going to need an header section for this. So someone should give me a name. We are going to design a SaaS website. Okay, so do we have a name for that? Someone should give me a name on the chat. Let me work with that. A name of what we should use. Let me see. Oh, a what? Okay, I said a name of a SaaS oh, we don't know what SaaS means. Okay, anyways, SaaS means software as a service. Okay, so this is a website. Okay, Fidelis has given me Smart Meal AI. Smart Meal AI, very, oh God. Ah, I mean, I don't want anything to do with AI. SaaSFi, or SaaSFi. Let me go with SaaSFi. Let's go with that. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead to create a logo for that. So we're going to create a logo for that, but our logo, we are just going to use a text. Okay, so it's not going to be so much. What maybe we might do to make it stand out is to use a font that is funny. No, that's too funny. Okay, so Let's see, what font can we use to make this look? Yep. So let's go with, no, let me try something else. Well, this has gotten. So let's go with this. So I'm just going to call this logo. I like putting my stuff with auto layout. So when you are working with variables, so it's in conjunction, and then you want to make it responsive. It's in conjunction with auto layout. For most of us that don't enjoy working or that can't work with auto layout, well, you need to learn to work with auto layout. So I'm just going to make this 0. I don't want it to be that much long. So, well, also we are going to be working more with components. I like working with components so that I can easily change things. Let's say if there is a need for that. So I'm just going to zoom this to fit, and then let me take this out. Let me take out my buttons here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to just bring up a frame here, which is going to be as my hero, my header section. So for my, let me just bring this up here. So I'm just going to duplicate this by pressing alternate and click and drag, or you can just press Ctrl D. Okay, I'm going to bring back my toolbar. So let me change this. Let me give this a color. Okay, let's give this something deeper. And then let's increase. So because of the fact that I'm working with light mode, I'm just going to bring in a frame here, so it will be easier for us to work with here instead of going to another page. All right, so I'm just going to increase the logo size here. We have 55, 15. Okay, let's lock the ratio so that it's increased with it. So I'm just going to increase the font to probably 24. Yeah, we are going to talk about that later. I think I might decide to record that section. All right, so I'll record the section, but that will be after this class. So just stay with us. I might decide to record it, I might not decide to record it. So, well, that depends. So this is going to be Hawk, and this is also going to be Hawk. So this is to make sure my stuff is, my design or my logo or my content is not, is arranged or is pressed properly. All right, so I'm just going to push this to the main component since I didn't change that on the main component. So for now, I'm just going to randomly press this, place this on this. So let's say, let me just position it well though. This to align it. So you just click and you can press your alternate and V, or you can just come to the right corner top here to center, vertical center it. All right. So the next thing we are going to have here will be our menu item. So for our menu, I'm still going to use here. So I'm just going to rename this to be a component. Okay, component. Just going to rename this to be component. Then I'm going to have a menu item here. So I'm going to call this home. All right, I'm going to call this home. I'm just manually going to change this. Okay, I'm manually going to do this for now. So let me just use a font that just comes in mind. Then I'm going to use 18. Let's say 18. Then I'm going to also put in an auto layout. Okay, also make it a component. Then I'm going to create another variant of the components. This is going to be my active state. All right, so my active state is going to be still 18, but it's going to change from regular to medium. And I'm going to give it a primary color. So this, we already have our color set up. So I'm going to use our primary color, which is a text, right? Let's see. Would that be a text? Should we call that a text or Yes, that should be a text. So you're going to give it a text of primary color. So I like making, apart from this, I like using a line for this. So I'm just going to draw a line, then change this to rounded and this to rounded 2, and also increase it to 2 pixel. So I'm just going to take this to my active state. Then using my auto layout, I'm going to bring it down vertically, zoom in to actually get a direct gram of it, or you can just click it. So I can just type indicator. Okay, so I can also, this is going to be an icon. So it's going to be an icon or a border. Let's make it a border though. Then I'm going to make it fill container. Should we? No, I prefer it smaller. I always prefer it smaller. So I can just name this 20. Then I'm going to decrease this by 4. Oh yes, that should be perfect. Okay, so this is my default link. So it's already a default, and this is my active. So to make it complete, I might also have something that we call I'll call this over. All right. Then I'm just going to remove what I can just, instead of deleting it, I'm just going to hide it, and also change this to an action. All right, action over, but this should be on the text, not on the icon. So we are going to use the text part of it. Yes, action over on the text. So it's going to act, it's still the same thing, but we need it because if we want to change it now, we don't have to change it on the icon part of it. We just have to change it on the text, and it will duly present itself. So when we are done with this, I'm just going to copy this out, come to my header section, and then paste it. Okay, my bad. It's all my need. So I'm just going to paste it, center, aligned it, and okay, let's see. This is 36, 36, 32, 32. Right. So I'm just going to duplicate this again. Then I'm going to put this in an auto layout, duplicate it times. So we are going to have, all right, so that has changed. So we are just going to have this. This is enough. So I'm going to just use our 8-point system by increasing it by 16. And well. Just center align this. There you go. Yep. So the next thing we need here is our button. So we need button. Do we have anything? Let me see. Do we have any button? Do we have any button here? Okay, so I'm just going to pick up this button here, since it's already a component. So I'm just going to place this here. Did that come as planned? No, I think I didn't copy that. So I'm just going to right click, copy, and paste. Okay, so I need this to be hog content. So then, yep. Okay, so we don't, for now, you can see I'm not looking at our margin or padding. For now, I'm just randomly placing it. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is, can we still hear me? Please do confirm you can hear me. Can unmute, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Fidelis. So the next thing we are going to do is just to bring in um text content. All right, Zinab, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Well done, sir. Please, can we use our grid system, the one you taught us, both the rows and column on this project, so we can know how to apply both?
Okay, so let me put that up here. So there is no grid system here. So I'm just going to create one, starting with this. So let me just take this off. Stretch. Well. So our margin is going to be 100, but for now, I'm not working with that. And our gutter, we said 24. So basically, this is what we really need for a website, or for most times, yes. So, but anyways, let me just go ahead to create our row. All right, Gift, go ahead.
Okay, please, why did you use is it rectangle at the header?
No, I don't. It's this particular section
Yes,
where we have the yes, the header.
yes, sir.
No, it's a frame.
Okay.
Yes, practice using frames in all your designs. For using shapes. Shapes is when you are. I use shapes when I'm dealing with shapes. Let's say I want to put a shape in. I just want to what word should I use? I want to make my design fancy. Okay, so that's when I can now use shapes. But in terms of cards and the rest of the stuff, I prefer and always advise you use frames. Okay, because using frame, we can easily change it to an auto layout. Well, you can still change when using objects too, but I prefer using frames because with frames, let's say I don't want to change it now, I can easily move them together. But with an object, I have to come and then group them together before moving them out. I hope that's okay, Gift.
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're looking at our row. So center. So still, I don't need it. I don't need my to be that much. So height, I'm going to use 24 as my height. Okay, then my gutter, let's see, 16 should be fine. Okay, so we've gotten this now. So you can see why making your header, you need it to be, you can see where it's now highlighting the red section. So I don't need it that huge. So I'm just going to reduce it. And that should give me a height of 98. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so if we're doing it manually, so I'll just have to shift this down here. Okay, just have to shift this down here. But another way I can also shift this is by coming to the x-axis and then typing 100, being my margin, and that will manually automatically take its position. Then, well, this will have to do it manually. I don't have time to calculate that stuff. So, just going to center this. Okay, so now I'm just going to make my home active because I want to tell the user that we are on our home. So home is going to be what is going to be active. All right. So I'm just going to take this out. then maybe this can remain. Okay, so we proceed. So we need a copy for this hero section. So for a copy, you can use whatsoever you want to use. Well, when we are going to look at copy, I'm going to teach us how to get good copies. All those design that we do and then we use lorem, it's not a good process. So you are expected to give a UX, that's called UX writing. Okay, so I think one of the topics we are going to look at is going to be UX writing. I don't know when that will be, but soon. So we are going to look at how to get good copies and how to use it on how to use it well, all right, and how to make it adaptive to the industry we are working with. So I'm going to bring this text here. Okay, so do I have okay, so just going to use a text. Okay, so I need to make my hero section good. So I'm just going to say transform the way you work. So I'm going to put this in an auto layout. Okay. So I want to make my hero section a little bit fun. All right. I'm going to say transforming the way you work. Then I'm going to make this rounded. Just follow me. This is just a UI. Okay, so it is white color, so I'm just going to come here. This is a surface. So for my surface, I need a surface color. So I'm going to use a primary color for my surface. Well, was that my surface? No. So it's for fill. So I need a surface, a primary color. Then for my text, which is my 00, so I'm just going to go towards the text section. So this is for the fact that I have implemented this, so that's why it is this easy. Okay, well, surface. Let's see. Let me use an action surface for this. Then for my text, let me use white. Okay, let me use an action for my text. So I'm going to take off this for now. So when you get used to designing using using grit will not you might not necessarily be needing it. Okay, as when you go ahead in your design journey. Okay, so what am I doing here? So I'm just going to duplicate this. I want to do something, so that's why I'm doing this. So I need a button here. So I'm just going to call this new. I'm going to change something here. So let's see. I'm going to give this 4 and give this 4. And let's change this. Let me change this to the surface, to the primary. Okay. Then I'm going to give it a stroke. Then I'm going to give it a stroke, which is what border. So I'm going to give it a border tertiary just to make it come out. So I'm going to change my text to primary. And then my button, I'm going to put a fill of surface action. Then I'm going to make it rounded. I love rounded corners. So I'm just going to increase this a bit just to make it breathe. Okay, so I'm just going to expand this, but I'm not going to do manually. I'm going to use an auto layout for that. So I'm just going to make it 16. Okay, so we are getting there. So I need an arrow here. Okay, so let's see. Nope, I need in all libraries just to because I don't think I have any icon here. So I'm just going to bring this in here. Okay, so I'm just going to take the shape down to 24 because of all right. So this is also going to take an icon. an icon, and it's going to be let's see. No, let's see. Let's use something not disabled. No, undisabled thing. This should be fine. What did I use here? Text. Think we are fine. Okay, so this is just to make my design come out. So I'm just going to bring in another text. So I can just write up. So what I'm going to write here is going to be simplify, automate, and all in one place. Paste. So this is going to be our hero sections, our heading. So this is going to be bold or semi-bold, not to make it too then text is going to be primary. All right, then we are going to increase the size of this. What size should we use? 72. Let's just follow for now. I'm just going to be using random font for now. So this should be, yes, it is center. So what do I need to do here? I'm going to hawk. So let me make this fix.
No, you
I'm going to
can.
make this,
So you can start ahead from the other end, not from that end. Yeah.
yeah. So okay, so let's see something. I don't usually like this. Just hold on. Okay. Yeah, so you can still put it though. I don't usually like it. Okay, so simplify, automate, and scale all in one place. So this we are going to take as a hero section. So it's in 8. All right, so I will need a label for this. All right, so I can just group this. All right, so 48 should be fine. All right, so 48, is it just too much? 48 for it? Let's see. Let's use 32. All right, so the next thing we need a description text. Okay, so for a description text, let's see. Let me get a description text. So we are going to say experience a powerful all-in-one, done faster and smarter. So I'm just going to duplicate this. Just going to duplicate this, but take it down, then change this to 18, and then take it to medium. Then I'm going to paste to replace, and then change this to secondary. Okay, so let's give it a little breathing space. This still looks too thick. This looks too thick. Let's see, what did I use? Medium. So let's use regular for this. I think regular should be fine. Okay, so I'm still having problem with this. Still having problem with this. I'm just going to manage this like this though. Still having a problem with this boy. Okay, so what else do we need to put this? Hold on, my system is a little bit behaving. Okay, so I think it's responding now. So what do we need here? We need a button. Okay, so we need a call to action button on the hero section. It's a good practice. So I'm just going to bring this, copy this, and then I'm just going to paste it here. Right, so getting started or get started. Then I can also give it a secondary button. Then put it in an auto layout and then elevate it. Then what size 24? So yeah, I can say. So I'm just going to manually do this. We didn't make provisions for this. So I'm just going to add a stroke. So a stroke, I'm going to use our border. So it's going to be a primary stroke, and I'm going to remove our fill, and then our text is going to be yes, it's going to be on action or primary. So, but I want it to be to carry the same color with our border, since it's an outline primary. So I'm just going to bypass something here and then use this because of the fact that I didn't make provisions for that. So icon is going to also be action. So get started. So I'm going to rename this to lane move. So we are almost there. So I would want this to carry a different padding. So I will just put this in a different auto layout and then pad it separately. So I'm going to use a padding of 64. Yeah, just going to put in 64 here. Yes. I don't want it to be that too close to the body. Okay, so if I should expand this manually, the text inside should also expand. Okay, so this can help us when we are doing our mobile, when we are doing our responsiveness. Okay, so but that is not the approach we'll be using for this class. So any question before I proceed? So I'm just going to reduce this, probably 800. Yeah. All right, Simon, no question. Okay, so now let me make this, let me maintain it so as to have breathing room. Let me maintain it. So okay. All right, so we've gotten our design first. So is this everything we need? No. So we now have to start setting up our variables. So for now, and our design looked a little bit too cool. So I'm going to bring in something here. So I'm going to bring in a box. So let's see. So this is where I now use shapes, okay? This is where I now use shapes. I want to make, it's too boring. I just want to put in something here. So I'm going to make it a perfect square. So I'm going to use 155. Let's see. Will it be too big for this, or should I reduce it? Okay, 155 is perfect. Okay, so I will just put this in a surface. So no, I don't need page for this. So this is going to be primary. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let me just fill this up with our page surface, just to be on the safer side. So this surface primary, surface secondary, Then I'm just looking for a perfect. I need there to be a difference here. So disable. Let's see something. Not too much. I think I should just put it here. Then let's see. Secondary looks a little bit fine, but it's not that visible. Looking for a more visible. Uh, Interestingly, we are short of some settings. Nope, nope. Okay, so we are going to just use this, or I can just no, let it be that way. So I'm just going to duplicate this. Let me put it outside. Okay, just going to duplicate this. Put it by the side. Duplicate it again. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Just need some tau number of it. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in an auto layout. And I'm going to use an auto layout called wrap for this section. I'm using wrap because I will want to wrap it. Okay. Then I'm going to allow it to breathe a little. It's fine. That's it. It's fine. Then I think that's just perfect. Okay, so it's not a perfect square, so I need another square here. So this is going to be half. Nope, not half. I'm just going to manually do this. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make this a little bit fun. This arrow section. Just going to align it center, send it to the back. Let's see, what do we have here? So I'm just going to change some text or some of the fonts. That means let me do it outside. Just going to change some of them randomly. Maybe to a stroke, the border of tertiary. Then I'm going to remove the field. So I'm going to take this back here. I'm going to send it to the back. So let's see what we have here. Just going to put it up in a different screen just to see how it looks. Okay, so that's by the way. So okay, I can also bring in a blob here. Just to make it look okay, a little bit okay. Let's see. How do I bring in a blob? So I can just use a plugin called blob. Yep. So let's see. So you can take this in any mode you want it. There's nothing I'm using it for, so I just want to use it for a little. So I don't care whatever size it is or whatever it is. So I'm just going to put this somewhere here. Sorry about that. So let me see. Okay, so I'm going to use this. Ignore auto layout. You can look at the top right. So we have where we have positions. So I'm going to use this so that my auto layout is not going to be affected, or this is not going to affect this block. So I can use it anywhere without it the auto layout interrupting it. Okay, I think there is something here. Just going to remove this. Okay, so I'm just going to fill this up with a primary color, which is going to be a surface primary color. Do I need this? No. So we can use any primary color. Then what we are going to do here is we are going to add an effect to this. So we are going to use a layer blur. So for a layer blur, we are going to increase it to say 100. Still not enough. 500. Still sharp. So well, let's see 600. Will that work? So another way we can also make this not to, you can extend it, and minimize it. So with this, it will not be that too audible. Just reposition it. So with this thing, it does not look too boring. So, but that's just by the way. So all right, so let's look at what is the next. Let's set up something. So first of all, no, let's make this a component. The header section, I'm going to make this a component. Let me increase this to 15 to our header section. So I'm going to call this header. Okay, so yes, let's fill it up with page, or let's make it stand out. Okay, I think that should do the work. That should make it stand out a bit. Okay, so let's take this up to close up the gap here. Send it to the back, bring it to the front. Okay, so it will not be so. I will just make this a component copy and then replace. That has not replaced it. Copy, copy, paste to replace. Okay. Okay, I'm going to send this to the front. Okay, so why I'm making this a component is that in the long run, what we are going to do more, we are going to be working with this, such that as I said earlier, I prefer working more with components so that any changes we make, it will affect in every design that we make instead of changing it from one screen to another. Okay, so we are going to now go into the main variables. So whatever you are going to do here, whatever the first setup you are going to set up, you are going to use your brand. Okay, it is on the brand you are going to set this up. So, but before then, let's rearrange this. So I'm going to create a color. I'm going to call it color/theme. Okay, what I want to do is I want to organize this. I want to group this. So I'm going to bring this here. So how do you bring this here? You select what you want and then click on your control. So when I select your control, then you now highlight it and put, well, what's that? So I don't need this. I'm just going to delete this out. Why are we having two color? Hold on. There is a challenge somewhere. So let's do that again. think we created two things. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to create a color. No, we're not supposed to create it there. So let's click out. Going to delete. Where are you? Where are you? I think we had it here in blue. So I'm just going to delete this out. So we need to click all variables while creating this. So we need color. So I'm going to just call it color slash, well, anything file. Okay, so while having this, I'm going to select, or make sure you select it, click your control, click, then put it in this section. Why is this allowing? Why is it keeping some things from me? Hold on. It's leaving some things for me. Okay, click drag it first before you click on your control. All right. So we've solved that. So I'm just going to go ahead to delete. Let's see, I don't need this file. That was just to help me create a folder for this. So we have this. So the next file we are going to create is going to be a number variable. So this number variable, we are going to call it size. We are going to call it sizes slash size 0. I'm going to name the first one size 0. Let's keep a space. Where is that? Nope, 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 nope. Hold on. Why is this doing this? All variables, not on the color. Number variable sizes slash size 0. Okay, so we are supposed to have it here. So that's why. Supposed to have a color, have size. So this is going to be where we duplicate this. So while duplicating this, we'll have size 0. Then we'll be using the 4-point system, 8-point system, and the 32-point system for this. So I'm going to call this size 1. So for this first stage, we'll be doing with 8 points. So I'm going to call this size 8. Also going to call this 8 plus this, it will be 12. Then let's duplicate more. So after 12, we'll have what? 16. After 16, we have 20, right? Let's see. This did not want to rename 16. Hold on. Size 16. Interesting. Let's do this out. I was going to duplicate this again. Call this size 16. This is a bulk. Variable's name must be unique within a. Why is that? What's the challenge here? Let's see.
I think it's because of size 3. The first one is size 3 instead of 4.
Oh, let's see. I think that should be the challenge. So let's see, 12, 16. Still one and the same thing. Yeah, size 1, size 4, size 8, size 12. This should be size 16 if you should add 4 to this. I wonder why it's giving me this. Let's size 16. Still, okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, would this be the reason? Let's see. Size 20, size 24. Okay, 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 okay. I've seen the reason. We had a duplicate. So I just going to go back there. 12 and then 16. That should be the reason. Yeah. Okay, so just going to after 28, we have 32. The oh my bad. Let me just move this up here. 28, 32. Then after 32, we have 40. So after this, we are going to make a jump of 8. Okay, so we'll have 48, and then we'll have 56. Okay, then duplicate this, 4856. Then the next one is going to be 64. So after this, let's make another jump. So this is going to be a jump of 32. No, I don't need 72 for this. So we are going to make a jump of 32 pixel. Okay, so that will be 96. If we should add 64, let's say 64 plus 32. That doesn't do the math for me. So that's 96, right? Yeah. Okay, so over here I am going to yes, thank you, Simon. So I'm going to do small bypass. I'm going to name this 100. In the long run, we are going to see the reason for that. Then we are still going to continue. So 56, 96 plus 32 is going to give us 128. Okay, and the last one is going to be 256. Right. So we are going to name it. This is 0, this is 1, this is 4, this is 8, this is 12, this is 16, this is 20, 24, 28, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 96, well, 64, no, never. Okay, we are going to call it responsiveness. Why am I creating a new collection? You can remember in our map, we use our collection here for to switch between light and dark mode, and we have to create a new collections for this. Okay, all right. So moving forward, our first variable is going to be a number variable. So here we are going to name this breakpoint. So we are going to look at this. I'm bringing in 3 different modes, which is going to be which the first mode here we are going to take it to be our desktop. Let me maintain desktop. Then I'm going to add another mode, which is going to be our tablet. Sorry, let me filter tablet. Then another mode, which is going to be mobile. So let's see what we've created: mobile, tablet, and desktop. So for our breakpoints for desktop, if we look at our desktop, this is our desktop screen. So I'm going to call this home, desktop home, just for naming convention, desktop home. So our desktop, if you look at our width, we have 1440. So that is going to be our width. So for tablets, what am I using for tablets? So if we go to our frames, so taking tablets, I'm going to use iPad Pro 12.9 inches. So which is, forget about the height, is the width. Height can change. Height can, depending on the content of your design. Okay, so our width is here is going to be 1024. Then for our mobile, I like using iPhone 13. So it's going to be iPhone 13 mini, which is 375. I hope we are following. If you have any question, you can lift your hand to ask. So remember, this is being created in responsiveness and in all variables. So we are going to create a second variable, which is also going to be a number. And I'm going to call this padding. Oh, yes, let's call it margin. Let's call it margin. So I'm going to say margin slash 100 to 16. So why did I say 100 to 16? So on our desktop, we are having, I like using 100 as our margin. And so, and on our tablet, it has to fall in between this 100 to 16, which my mobile is going to carry 16. So for my tablet, I'm going to bring in 64. Yes, let's bring in 64 to our tablet. So now, one of the things you should know is don't manually type it, because for here I am manually typing this, which is wrong. So what you do is I'm going to go here, and then we are going to go to our sizes under brand, and we are going to pick the 100. So remember when I said I was bringing in 100, which was not supposed to be. I made a jump. So after 96 was plus 32 would have given us 128, but I had to put in this 100 because of my decision to be using 100 as my margin. Okay, so tablet is 64. So we are going to look for 64 here. Yes, we are going to use for size 64. And our mobile is size 16. So we are going to bring in to 16. Any question before we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, size 64 for margin on the tablet. Is it not too much?
What do you use? 48?
Is it not
Yeah, I
margin
think
you're talking
yes, it is. I think 48 can also do, but let's try with 64 yet. Let's try with this first. Then in the long run, let's see what happens. Remember our size for, or let's see what is happening here. So let's see, this is our design. So we are going to apply the variable to this. So you click on it and then come to your appearance, and then come to your appearance, and then let's see. Do we have it here? No, hold on. Let's see, why is that? Mm, let me see something. I think we there is a little challenge somewhere. Let's see, why is that? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Okay, so I'll have to apply our variable to this. So while applying the variable, I'm not going to apply it yet. So it's going to be responsiveness breakpoint that I'm going to apply the variable. So, but I don't want to see all these sizes. So we are going to change the scope. So I'm going to come to brand, then come to sizes, and then select all. Okay. Selecting, I'm going to edit variable. Then I'm going to um click all. I'm going to uncheck all. All right. So then click out. If I come here, then click apply the variable. I'm just going to see what I need for this, which is our breakpoint here. All right. So applying that, let's see, we can see our responsiveness. So let's see for tablet. Okay. So let's see our responsiveness for mobile. So you can see it's not fully responsive. So we are going to see how to solve that. So let's take it back to our desktop. Now, taking it back to desktop has changed our stuff. Now, the reason why this is because our main screen is not if it's not an auto layout. Okay, so you must make sure that when designing, you are using auto layout. If not, your variable is not going to work and it's not going to be responsive. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to make this an auto layout. How do we make that? Just click where we have use auto layout. So we are using an auto layout here. And over here, I am going to come to our padding. Okay, going to come to our padding. I think let's just see something here. So I'm going to come to our padding and I'm going to apply a variable. I don't want this breakpoint, I don't want to see it here. So we are also going to check out and then go to our responsiveness, and then I'll edit this and then scope. I'm going to uncheck. I only want to see this when it comes to our width and height. So breakpoint should only appear when I want to select width and height. All right, and our margin should only appear when we want to do with gap. You can see here we have gap and it has to do with auto layout. Okay. All right, so having done that, so I'm just going to click on this and then come to our, and then you can see we only have this as our margin. So I'm going to apply that. So we are also going to make our header an auto layout too, so that it will adapt to the foundation here. Going to remove this because I had it 100 before. So I'm just going to remove that. Let's make it, let's remove it just to make it a bit, so let's see, if we switch from now, if we now switch it to mobile tablets, yes, it is taking a form, but not really. Okay, it's taking a form, but not really. We still have to manually do this. So this is not supposed to be outside the queue, which is where the challenge is now coming out. So I'm going to just remove this grid system for now, just to be on the safer side for now. And then we are going to make this. And when doing this, we also have what we call padding. So let's bring in padding for this. So we are going to create a new variable, and we're also going to create it in responsiveness. And we are going to click here, and then we are going to make it, let's call it padding. So it's going to be a number. I'm going to call it padding slash, I'm going to name it 64 to 24. Okay, so padding. So we have margin and we have padding. All right, so over here, I'm going to adapt my desktop to carry 64, which might be a little bit too much. So let's make it 48. So I'm going to rename this 48. Then I'm going to also rename on the tablet. So the tablet is going to carry um let's see. We can readjust this later. It's going to carry 24. Vera, you said 32 for which one?
I was thinking the mobile will be 24.
Okay, yes, that's one way we can also go about it. So let's use 32, and also let's use 24 for ease. Okay, so having done that, so this is our padding. So we are going to now apply padding to this. So I'm going to select this where we have here, which is this 0, and then I'm going to apply variable. So here I'm going to choose 48 to, and which 48 is even too small here. So I think we are going to go with our 64. Okay, so let's still go with our 64. So coming here, we are just going to come here, change it from here to 64, and it will automatically point it out here. So we can also select here. Here we are having 32, so we can apply. Let's see, this is not supposed to be this. Hold on. Let's see where that is. Okay, so if we change this to tablet now, it's going to adapt to the fonts we choose 32, and this is also going to adapt to 32. So depending on how many times you actually want to do your how do I call it? Do your padding, how many padding you have, how many margins you have. So you can create as much variables as possible for it. Okay. So that being said, so let's see something. Notice our header is actually misbehaving. So let's solve this. Let's make it this way. Let's see. So let's create a new frame. Then we call it desktop. So let's see something. Let's troubleshoot something. So this is not an auto layout, so I'm going to make it an auto layout. I'm going to make it an auto layout. Let's see. Was it an auto layout? No. So let's just make this an auto layout first. All right, can you hear me? Gift says she can't hear me.
Yes, please.
Gifts, do well to check. Maybe it could be your network, or if you can hear me now, you can log in, log out, and log back in. Okay, so let's just troubleshoot this. I'll be a little bit fast here because it's something we have done already. Okay, you can hear me, perfect. So I'm just going to, this is not where the auto layout is supposed to be, so I'm just going to remove that. So I'm going to just make this an auto layout. Okay. Yep. So let's make that an auto layout. So I'm going to bring this in here. Let's scale this properly. Vera, where are you talking about the distance?
I'm asking if the header is if it's on all contents.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to separately bring in the hero section. Okay, I'm going to separately bring in the hero section. There is a reason for that. So I'm just going to bring in if this again. So I'm just going to check this to be 800. I don't need the height to be that much, so I'm just going to rename this to be hero. So a better way you can always do this is designing your sections one section at a time instead of just it's a good approach or a good practice. So let's be sure there is no excesses. We have an excess, and this is where it is from. It should be 140. So let's see. Wait, did I just bring in? Oh, I see. Take this out. Take this out here. Bring this back in. Okay, so let's see what 1440. So something somewhere is deceiving us. So I'm just going to manually bring this out just to make sure 6. So this is going to be fixed. All right. Whereas the content inside is going to be Hawk content. So let's see. Okay, that has been sorted. All right, so we are going to now bring in our design that we've had here already. So I'm just going to bring this in here. Okay, so then I'm going to apply a breakpoint to this. Then I'm also going to apply, this is not, so I'm also going to apply this, our margin to it. All right, so the same thing here, I'm going to apply a breakpoint and also going to apply. So I'm going to do this from the component itself. Apply breakpoint. And also I'm going to apply a margin to this. Okay, so let's take this up. All right, so there we are. So we are going to now apply a breakpoint to the entire frame. Sorry, let me see. What is that? Sorry about that. So I'm going to call this hero. Oh, well, home. This is not a hero section. All right, so we have applied. So the next thing to apply to this is to actually make this the whole system an auto layout. All right, which then we will now apply our margin to this, and then make sure that this is field container. Oh yes, that's true. This should be field container. We are not to apply anything to this. So this is going to be a field container. So if I come to my appearance, responsiveness tablet, then I come to mobile. Now you see it is responding, but not as your mobile responsiveness should be, or not also as your tablet should be. You can see some things are not showing here, are not displaying. And also it's only perfect when we are working with our, hold on, let me change this. It's aligned to a particular section which is wrong. So let's see that again. Tablets. Okay, so you can see it's adapting to our 16 pixel. If you look at this, our margin here is 16. Then if we look at our tablet, we gave 64 to be our margin. All right, any question before we proceed? We need to work on this hero section, sorry, the header. You know, in mobile responsiveness, when changing to a mobile responsiveness, your header section should carry an hamburger menu. Okay, should carry an hamburger menu here, but look at here, we are having an excesses over here. So we are going to now look at how to solve this problem. But before we proceed, let's take it back to a desktop view. All right. So any question before we proceed?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You said that before we start, we should make the whole frame an auto layout. You mean the entire desktop frame and auto layout?
Yes. Your entire desktop frame has to be an auto layout before it can work. Because I can also manually adjust this. It's going to adjust because, well, it is an auto layout. Okay. So if it is not an auto layout, let's go back to what we have here. Let me see. Was it an auto layout? It was. Okay, so let's say that this is an auto layout, this is an auto layout, but this is not an auto layout. Look at what will happen. All right. So whereas using our auto layouts here, it adapts to whatever this thing we are given. So we need to go back to our desktop. Let's go back to our desktop, nope, desktop. Well, let me add, did I add a breakpoint to this? Because if I did, it shouldn't shrink. Yeah, so let's see, tablet, mobile. All right, do you understand now? All right, Vera, go ahead.
Okay, sir. I'm just curious for the naming convention for the responsiveness. I mean the variables. If for example, you change where you have breakpoints, maybe you change it, probably change something else, which in your head you know it means breakpoint. Will it still because it's seeming like you know that's the standard naming. I don't know if that's the case or maybe you can just name it anyhow. I don't know if you get my
Yeah.
question.
So this breakpoint, right?
Yes, and where you have padding, margin, and all of those things, they are standard
You
naming, right?
Yes. Well, it's not most persons can also name it screen size. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So I know of persons that named those screen size. So it's still you can name it as you would understand. But at the same time, if you're working in a team, you need to also use the naming convention that others will have to understand.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm just asking because it's like I don't know if I'm the one not getting it clearly, but it's seeming like the based on the name you gave it, the system or Figma is able to I wish I can express myself better. Like Figma is able to tell what behavior it should,
No.
it should
When it comes,
show or do.
yeah, I understand. So the naming, where it is happening, what behavior, the behavior is choosing is from actually the size I'm giving it here. So let's say
Okay.
I'm increasing this to, yes, it's not based on the breakpoint. Telling I can change this to, let's say, screen size. It will still, nothing will change. I
Okay.
can change this to, can change this to television.
Okay.
Nothing is going to change. The only time you are supposed you are to be sure, like like naming convention is when you are using strings. Okay, when you are using strings, yes, Figma takes it that you want to, like, your naming convention, they must be exactly how it is. Your font must be the same font spelling. Your typeface must be the same type spelling and spelling. It must not change. So that is when it comes to naming. Well, when it comes to this particular section, your naming, where we are having names here, you can name it anyhow you want to name it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. All right. So I love using breakpoints. So breakpoint it is. All right. Any other question before we proceed? Do we understand? Try to not be as if we are speaking French. Are we following so far? Please let's respond so that. All right, Simon. All right. Any other person? I need 2 other response. All right, Zinab. One last response before. All right, Vera. All right. So having done that, so let's work on this menu section. All right. Thank you very much. So let's work on this menu section. Remember, for a tablet, we will not need to display this menu. Whereas, oh well, maybe only for a desktop view that we need this. I don't need this particular screen. So let me just move it out for now. So let's still work with this. So we need to make this mobile responsive too. So how do we do that? We need to introduce a menu or an hamburger icon. So I'm just going to type this out here and then see what Figma gives me. Okay, so let's pick this out. So I'm just going to keep it here. Then this should be 24. So I'm just going to copy it and then paste it anywhere inside this content. There is going to be a challenge here. So this should not be Hawk. Coming. This should not be Hawk. And this should be auto. Okay, so even if we should have Fill Hawk. Yep. So this is going to be Fill. That's true. So place it anywhere on this. I needed to also give us a padding for this, but I don't think there might be no time for that. We're already behind. I need another topic I need to also present it because I don't want to come back to this. So variables as verbalize us. So for this, I am going to just off this. We don't need it for mobile. Sorry, for desktop. All right. We don't need it for desktop. So now the question is, how do we now link it up with our, excuse me, how do we now link it up to be what we want for our tablet and our mobile? Okay, so that is when or where we now introduce what we call bowling. Yes, bowling. So for most of us that asked if there was going to be if we're going to teach you, yes, about bowling. So this is where we are now going to look at it. All right. So in this, the first thing we do is I don't need this. So I'm just going to create. Let's go back to our file. I'm going to create a variable. Then where am I going to create this? Do we need it in responsiveness or we need it in brand? Who can answer that question? Do we need that in responsiveness or in brand?
Responsiveness.
All right, thank you. I need to know if you are following. So we need this in responsiveness. So we'll create a boolean and then we'll call this menu item, or we can say show menu item. This is my naming convention. So for desktop, yes, I want menu item to show. For tablets, yes, so I'm supposed to name on this. So for tablets, I don't want menu item. For mobile, I don't want menu item to show. All right. So the next one we are also going to create is going to call show a menu icon. So for menu icon in desktop, false. Then for tablets, yes. And for mobile, yes. So I'm just going to close that. And then I'm going to come to our components. Let me make our icon show for now. Where is it? Our icon. Let's open its eye. So I'm just going to come here. And then we are going to see apply variable / property. So I'm just going to click there. And then look for, we said what? Apply menu icon. So be sure of the one you are taking. And then over here, we are going to also click it and then apply menu item. So this is going to show on desktop. So you can now see automatically, since this is a default desktop screen size, that's why our menu item has also run away from us. And if we look at this, our menu item is not there. And if we switch this to tablet, well, our menu icon is there, and then our button is showing, and then on our menu, our button is also showing. But we don't also need our button. So we are also going to create a Boolean variable for that. All right, so we are going to create this, and we are going to create a variable, a Boolean variable, and then we are going to say show button. So for desktop, yes, whereas for tablet and for mobile, we don't want it to show. So, and we have to apply it to the button. So we need to click on the button, apply, and then show button. All right. So proceeding from here, we can now see it was already on our mobile. You can see it has changed from here, and it takes the 16 to 16. And if we switched it to desktop, you can see on our desktop it has also changed. All right, that's also changed to what we want. And also on our tablet, we don't want the menu item, we only want the menu icon. Then it has also changed to that. But we have one problem we need to solve on this responsiveness, which is our typography. If we look at this, this doesn't change. This is still, and this also has overlaps. How do we solve this problem? How do we solve this problem? Let's see, do we have time? Shall we still continue, or shall I stop here and then you go and figure it out? I'll give this as a tax. Already is a tax already now. So is a tax already. I should continue. Okay. We might spend more than 2 hours on this, so because this is a huge topic. It is a huge topic. Okay, so let's continue then. So now the problem now is why it's going to take more time is I'll have to set up a typeface. I decide to use a different Figma file separately to show so as to show us how to actually start this from scratch. Remember when we were doing this applying variables, we started it from scratch. Okay. This design here is calling on to me. So let me hide it. Let me just hide it so it does not, it's distracting my eye. Okay, so what do we do here? Hmm. Hmm. So this particular line 64 is taking so much. I need a variable for that. Is disturbing my eye. So wait, what is that? Is that a margin? No, that's padding. So I'm going to create another padding. So as I said earlier, you can create as much padding as you want. So you can name it, you can give a naming convention as you want. So me, I just want to name it the way I just want to name it. 48 to 24. Let's see, what do we do here? What do we do here? Let me just leave the naming for now. Or let's name it. So I need a smaller scalar, a smaller version of this. So let's say I need from 32 to 16. From 32 to 16. So I'm going to bring in 32 here for my desktop. 64. What did I bring in here before? 64. Yes, that was just too much. So here, if when using this, using 34, right? Was that, hold on. Let's see. What did I use? 32. So while using 32 on my, it should change to 24 on my tablet. While using 24, here should change to the list, which is 16. Okay. So having done that, so I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this to apply variable, which is now going to take this section. Okay. And this is going to take this 24, right? Let's see, apply variable. Yep. And then we need this for, this is going to be 64. I'm going to apply variable to 64. I need to change that. It might confuse me in the long run. I need to change that. So I'm going to just change this to 64 as the highest. All right. So let's see what we have. We switch from home to tablet. Okay, looks good. From this to this. Well, we will have to look at this now. So let's take it back to desktop. All right. Let's see. What do I do here? All right. So we are going to set up. We are going to we are going to set up another file. All right, Gift, go ahead.
Okay, I want to ask though, is there no way you can set like height of the mobile screen, like so that the height as you are changing it, the height of the mobile can like expand so that it will contain the content of the hero session.
Now, remember when doing, yeah. So remember when doing, I said something earlier. When doing with height, for height changes. Okay, so we don't know how many or what's the content is going to carry. Okay, so we don't know the height it is going to carry. Just hold on, please. All right, sorry about that. I needed to fix something. So do confirm you can hear me. Please confirm you can hear me. Okay, yes. Thank you, Mr. Yemi. So this is going to even take up to 30 minutes again. So now we are going to set up the variables. So we are going to do this on the brand. Okay, we are going to do this on our brand. Just hold a minute, please. All right, so we are going to do this on the brand. So we have our color, we have our size. So make sure you are in all variables. So we are going to create this, and then we are going to, it's going to be a string, and then we are going to call it typeface. If most of us can still remember this, so we are going to call it typeface. Or let's call it let's call it something else. Let's call it font title. Let's call it font title. And then so let's make this, let's make it this one. Typeface. Let's call it typeface slash font. So let's put it under a folder or in a folder. So this is going to be font title. Then I'm also going to have font body. This is because if I decide to use two different fonts for my title and I decide to use another font for my this thing, so we can use this. So this is going to be inter, and this is going to also be inter. So let's just use inter for now for the two of them. So Vera, so this is where you are to be sure of what you take. Okay, this is where you are to be sure.
Okay,
So
sir.
if yes, so if you make a mistake here, that's where it will not work. So when you are taking strings, so that is where you are so we are going to create another variable. So I'm going to call it strings. So this variable, we are going to call it font weight. So I'm going to call it font weight. I'm going to call it weight. So weight slash, this is another place that we need. So weight slash regular. So it's under typeface that we have weight. So I'm going to duplicate it again. Then I'm going to call this medium. This particular naming does not really matter. This particular way we are naming this, it is the string value that matters. Okay. So bold. So this is regular. This is medium. All right, so this is semi-bold. So in semi-bold, I think it is this way, semi-bold, and this is bold. So this is where you are to be sure of what you take. All right. All right, so this is, let's confirm that. Let's confirm that though. So let's pick up a text and then let's see how semi-bold is being written. Okay, semi-bold, well, I think the I apostrophe here might not really matter. Well, because this can also in programming, this is can also be taken as a space. All right. So most times when you don't need to use space, you just use that. All right. So the next step we are to do here is to choose our font scale. All right. So we are setting up our font newly. So this is where we now take we have regular, medium. So we are going to make sure you are on typeface. That's where we are working on. So I'm going to choose going to be a number. So this is going to be font scale. font scale slash should I use, so we are going to use my kind of naming convention. So I'm going to use display. Most times people uses what do we call it? People uses H1, H2, H3, extra large, extra, and the rest of it. Okay, so for me, I like using this for, so I'm just going to name this. So this is going to be display medium. This is going to be display small. So the next one I always have is heading. Always have heading, heading large, heading medium, then heading small. All right, so the next one I will want to have here is label large, label small, no medium. So you don't necessarily need to type it in full. Okay, so you can just say label SM, that's SM, that's small. Okay, but anyways, I love making my stuff all. So the next thing I'll be looking at is body large, body medium, and body small. All right, so now we are done with bringing out our, okay, I think I usually have what we call link large, link medium, link small. Okay, so now we are going to, okay, no problem. So we are going to now give in a value for this. But first of all, we need, this is going to be, am I, hold on. Is this, this
Sorry,
is not
sir.
supposed,
Sorry, sir.
sorry?
You could have just created display heading, just one for it, then create modes for other screens instead of having it long like this.
Yeah, no, I can group that later. I can group that later. The challenge now is, I think we did this in the wrong place. We did this in the wrong place. So let me see. Interesting. I didn't even observe that this was supposed to be done in responsiveness. This was supposed to be done in responsiveness and not on the brand. Yeah, Vera. Well, you did not ask, and look at where we are now.
No,
Ah,
I was waiting for you to. Mm. I was
this is
thinking since the sizes and all those things should be applied when working
no,
on
no, no.
response.
No,
So
we
can't we
already.
copy and paste? Can't we move it into there?
I've been trying that. I don't know that functionality. I think Figma removed that functionality.
Wow.
Before now, you could copy it out. You could even right click. I think, let me see, copy. And then let me see responsiveness. So let's see something. So I'm just going to create a variable called what, so the number, right? Font size or font scale slash display. No, slash temp. Let me just use this as a temp file just to give me this. So I'm just going to click. Let's get this. Oh, well, Wow, my God. So that has served us another stress. Okay, thank you for those that did not notice it on time. So now, what are we going to do here? Let me just want to bring this closer. We don't have anything there. Okay, so we have our desktop, we have our tablet, and we also have our mobile. Okay, so here we are going to start. If for in our own case we don't have a design system. Okay, so for now we don't have a design system or a type scale. So we are going to now bring in a type scale. So let's just see how to do it from scratch. So we're not going to be working based on assumption here. So let me just remove this step because of so we'll just bring in type scale. Okay, so for our type scale, our base should always be 16. And then while choosing our scale, for desktop, it's always preferable to use it's always said to use a major third for desktop. That is the scale for it. Then line height should be 1.4. Okay, line height should be 1.4. So we can increase this. The scale is how many do you want it to give you? So let's make it 8. So we have or 7. So we have both options. All right, so I'm just going to reduce this somewhere. Let's see. Let's just repeat. Doesn't want to reduce it.
You can generate it first, so then you can then reduce.
Yeah, well. Isn't that really? I don't need this. But anyways, since it does not want to generate, so let's just use this. Let's just use this. I don't need a font. What I need is not a font. I just need this for our writing and everything. Okay, so let's bring up our variable. Let's click out. So for our font scale, for display large. For display large, we are going to use 76. Or let's start from small. So it will always take it to a medium, or like always take it to the nearest. We are using a 4-point system for this. Okay, so always use 4-point system. So our small is going to take 16, and that's our body small, right? 16. No, our body medium. Let's start with body medium from here. Okay, body medium is going to take 16. Okay, and then if we go body large, if you look at the next one is 20. Let me take this out. Let's see. So this should be all right. All right, so our body large is 20. So our label small is going to take the same thing as this. So our labels, let's just take this. If you look at after 16 or before 16, looking downward is 13. And 13 is the nearest in 4 It's supposed to be 12, but 12 is not accessible. All right, so we have to think of accessibility while designing this. Except for link. In link small, I like using 12 for link. Then for medium, I'll use 14. Let me just fill that up. And then I will use 16. That's for link. Okay. Then this is going to carry 14. So let's proceed. Our label small is going to carry 14 too. I just need this so as to separate it. Most times we might not actually need this, but I like making it I like making my own this way. So for heading, this is where we are having this. This could be H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. So we have after our 20, so we have 24. And the nearest to it is, yes, we have 25 here, which is going to be 24. All right. And our medium, after 24, 25, we have 31, which if you want to sum it up to the nearest 4 is going to be 32. Adding large, the nearest 4, we have 39. The nearest 4 is going to be 36, right? Then for this, we have 39 to be, right? No, we have 49 to be our next, our H, that's our display small. 39. So the nearest for that is going to be 48. Then for our, let's take this down. So for our medium, we have 49 here is 61. So, but looking at it, our nearest to 40 is, to 4 is 60. And the last one we have 76, which is also 76. So this is for our desktop. So I always like to repeat the same for tablet. For the link, this is going to be repeated. All right, Gibbs, go ahead. Yeah, Gibbs, you can go ahead.
Okay, sir. This REM, how do you measure it, or how do you know what to give it? I don't really know.
No, I'm not using the R. It was generated, okay? So this is the spacing we want for it. I think it should be another measurement for this when it comes to REM. So this is another measurement. This is in pixel and this is in REM. So we are not the one that generated this. It came with this. You understand? So this is this is equivalent to 49. I think that was my bad. This is equivalent to 49 points. That's pixel. All right. This is also equivalent to 39. Do you understand? Gives, do you
Yes,
understand?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes. Thank you, Vera. Alternative unit of measurement. Okay. So now we are. I'll have to rush this up. Supposed to generate this separately for us. So equivalent for tablet for this is going to be 56. So I want to show us how to generate that, but we are already out of time. 48, 40, 32, 28. This is 24. So this will also maintain 20, 16, 14, and 20, 16, 14. All right. Oh, this is 20, not 29. This also 20, 20, 14, 16, 20. Okay, so here is where we are going. I think it should heading small should also be 24. Okay, should also be 24. Then the next one, heading medium, I think will also be 28. Am I sure I've not made a mistake here? Tablet medium should not be 28. Hold on, please. 56. Let's start from top because I think I've messed up. 40, 26, 22, 28. Did I mess up? Yes, I did. 24, 24, 20. Okay, so something is going to happen here. This is going to repeat. 20. Nope.
You missed 28. Or is it not supposed to be there?
Thank you. I think that's where it is. 28, 24, yes, 20. Then this is going to be 20 and the rest. All right. So we have gotten our respective font for. So let me just delete this out. We don't need this. So let me just expand this. So this is our font. So the next thing we always do is call line. So, but before then, and it's line height. We always need line height for this. So before then, I'm just going to group this. New group with selection. Then I'm going to call this heading. Then I'm going to call this display. I think I might actually need to rename something here. And proceed. Then I'll call this label group. Label. And this. This is link. And I think we have our last, where is that boy? Yes, and this is our body. I think someone suggested this should be done. Who? So is this what you want? Is this what you said we should do? I think someone suggested it the other time. Or is she out of the call?
Yeah, not really, but this is fine too.
Okay, wait, Vera, you were the one that suggested it.
No, please, oh. It wasn't me.
You saying that?
Oh, Zenab. Okay. So this is how we do this. Then another stuff we need is line, but I don't think we'll have time for that now. But to make it complete, let's see if we can finish it up before 7:30. Let's see. So we need to create another variable for line. So this would have just been inside this, the rest of this padding, font. So this is much. Okay. So we are going to let's see. Let's see. How do we do this? Well, there's no shortcut to doing this now. Let's just create a variable. So it's going to carry a number too. It's going to carry a number. And this will be known as line height. Okay. Line height slash display line height slash display large. Okay, display large. Think there's a little mix. I think I would have just finished it up here first. But does it really matter? Nope. So let's see. Okay, let's just short this. We'll use the default line height because of time. Let's just apply this to our design. So let's see, where is our design? Well, told you you're going to confuse me. Let me just delete it out. Okay, so this is it. All right, so how do we use it to make it responsive? So first, we need to apply. So most times, um, because of time, I will not want to apply it the normal way we are supposed to. Our other class, I told us to apply this, you need to use a style guide. This is going to actually help you in maintenance of the system. So, but because of time, so we are just going to apply this directly. So, but okay, let's just do it this way. So this is 72. Did we have 72 there? Let's see. So we are just going to create our style here. So text. So I'm going to apply here. I'm going to choose our body title, then I'm going to choose regular, apply variable. So I'm going to choose regular for this. But no, we don't need regular for this. It's going to be semi-bold, right? And what font can we use? Let's use 96 here. No, 96 will be too much. Let's use 64. So would have applied our line height here, but let's make it an auto. So now I can just click here and then choose from let's see. Hold on. Hmm. Boy. So let's see, did that even, no, that did not even print it. So
You did not name it. That was why.
I did not,
Give
oh,
it a name.
my bad. Time, font title, we need semi-bold for this. Semi-bold, then need to choose, where am I? This has to be font scale. Why is it showing 0000 on the brand? Type scale on brand. Come. This is not supposed to come up with brand. Type scale. Okay. Wait. Yep. So let's go back to our responsiveness. All right. Okay. So hmm. Oh, okay. So why? What am I even doing? Display large. I said we should not apply it from the variable. I said some I was now applying it from there. So height, semi-bold. Before, right? 76 should be fine. So, right. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. So, same thing here. I'm just going to do it one after another as far as to, what's the font style here? 18. So, just going to create this. So, we're going to name this display, no, label, medium, small, large, medium. So, we're going to apply label medium to this. Then this is going to be regular. You don't need it to be much. And our typeface is going to be our inter, which is our body. We are going to choose body peradventure. We decide to change it later on. We are going to choose typeface font body. Then we create. Okay, so let's see what we have. So if we should switch from here to tablet, you see it has adjusted, and if we should switch from here to mobile, it has adjusted too, but this is not really convenient. Okay, this is because we did not attach this. Okay, so we are going to take this back to, okay, let's just allow it to be that way. Then let's attach, let's give it. So this is it. So, but we can see over here, we are still having a challenge here. And then this also is also a challenge. So how do we fix this? So we are going to take it back to desktop just to do it there so that it will take, so this we are going to, if we say fill, it's going to fill the entire container. So what we do is, what is the height or the width of our mobile app? The width is 375, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to attach a maximum width to it. So this, we are going to say 375 minus our border, our margin is 1632. And then we are going to give it, yeah. So, but this is going to be for our maximum. Okay, no. It's not going to be maximum. This is going to be minimum. That was my bad. How do I change? Let's go back. So this is going to be apply minimum. So 375 minus 32. All right. So if we try this, then this should be fill container, no? Well, if I want to bypass this, what I will do is I will fill container, I align this to the center, and then I think this should solve that problem. So without going through the other route, so let's go directly to, so there is still a problem. But minimum, this is given 378, 375. What did we press? That is even increasing. Let's solve this. So this in this the same way we used to have bug in design, sorry, in development. Well, welcome to design too. We have box too. So the question is, how do we solve this? Minimum width. Or is it supposed to be a maximum width? Who knows how to solve this problem?
Sorry, sir. I think that frame is too wide for the mobile frame. It might not fit in. So it's either we leave the button, so whenever you hover on it, then this transform the way you work might just pop up, just to not have too much stress. So probably we create a boolean for it. So the transform the way you work would not show when it is on the mobile frame.
Yeah. Well, that's also. But remember, you cannot hover on a mobile frame. So I think we've seen what the problem is.
Can we like reduce the font of the transform the way you work? Like reducing the font for mobile specifically.
All right. Sorry guys about that. Okay, so let's just finalize. So the challenge here is the font. So we did not actually give it that, oh, when it is on 18 is too large to be on a desktop. Okay, sorry, on a mobile. So let's see, let's apply this to it because of time. Okay, so these two, this, so let's just apply this to these two. Okay, so let's see. If we switch this to mobile, yes, that solves, really, that solves the problem a bit. That is because well, that still doesn't still do it. Okay, but this is not a permanent solution to it. So let's see, let's still troubleshoot it. But that could be one of the reasons. Let's see something. On a desktop, it's 16. It's 16. Oh, it is 16 on a desktop and it's also 16 on a mobile. Whereas let's make it something like 12 on this. So this we are going to take our font, let's link small. So I'm going to take link small on tablet should be, so I'm just going to name this. Then well, let's make it 10 to 12. And then I think that is going to solve our problem. So we just need to change this to, I'll detach this and then create that particular style, okay? Style, then link, small. So our font is a body and we are picking 12 to be, so link small, okay? And it is regular. Line variable is regular, and then we set. Okay, so let's make it choose. So we are going to choose link small. What was our initial there? So let's see. Okay, I think link small is too. I think it should be link large. Link large. So I will just edit this directly from here instead of creating another one. So I'm going to create, so change this to link large, then this will still remain. That should also be a way to solve our problem. Then change this to link large. Okay, so this should solve our problem too. This is for tablet, and tablet and desktop does not have a problem. So, and there we go. So we have finally solved the problem. So it was really the style guide we used. So this is 100. Did we not apply this to this? No, so that's the reason. All right, any question? I think we've spent a lot. Gives, go ahead. Yeah, Gift, you can go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir. What
Gift.
I'm saying is, first, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, first, I think this font here is too large for this mobile. That is from my own observation. Then, secondly, I think this is a whole lot. Is there no other way to like apply these variables as a design, like normal styles we use in designing?
Um, it is a let me answer the last question. It is a whole lot when you are setting it up. But when you start using it and then when you get acquainted with it, it's not going to be that hard. It's going to make your design faster. Okay. It's just that for the fact that oh yes, that you are learning it for the first time. Or yes, so that is why you feel it is that much of a workload. It is setting it up, it is a workload, but when using it, when implementing it on your design, you see it's going to make you design faster in terms of designing for tablets and the rest and mobile responsiveness. Because imagine you were to this is how if you were to do a mobile responsiveness, okay, I'll have to duplicate this outside of here, then just keep maybe this main one outside and then take this somewhere, then now bring in a frame of let's say the tablet and then manually bring this up, bring this in here, change the font style, change the arrangement of it, and then proceed and also on the same way to now pick up a mobile phone to do the same thing. Whereas on this particular, let me just delete this out. This other one, I can just duplicate this, keep it here, then just change this to tablet, then do the same thing here, change this to mobile, and then we are done. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
So which one would you prefer, doing it manually or this particular approach now, if you were to do it?
As if we've been doing
So
it manually, we've not finished since now. Honestly.
uh, that is when because we will be only doing for one particular screen. So let's take an example. You have multiple screens to design for. We will not finish it now. This is just the why it is that way is, as I said earlier, it is the setting up of the flow, like setting up of the entire variables and the rest of it. So if this was already set up, I'll just come click apply. While after finish designing, I'll click and apply the rest of it. It's creating the variable that is actually time consuming. So once you have done that, solving that problem,
Okay,
or
sir.
yes, once you are done setting that up, the rest of it is story. Any other all right, and Zinab, go ahead.
Well done, sir. So my question is, the time that we did this design system, creating placeholders, creating different icons and all, how do we apply all these in variables? Or is it that variables kind of face all those ones out and we don't need them again? Or there's a way we can apply variables to those design systems that we have created?
The ones you did as a tax.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, you can apply. Yes, you can apply variables to those. So if you can remember in our previous class when we did it, there was already textile that existed already. So what I did, I was applying it today, but this other one I did not. There was no textile available. I needed to set up the entire textile from scratch. So if you have an existing textile, you have well, in terms of color, you have to create a variable of color. But when it comes to text, yes, you can apply it. Let's take for an example. Let's take for an example. Let me just take this out. So this was already my design, or this was already my text. Just going to say I've created it. So this is already my design system. So look at it here. If I come here, I edit it, then my font is not Monstera, so my font is actually Inter, and it is where did I use it? So it is medium. I'll just come select on apply variable, and then choose medium. 16. What am I going to use it for? Is it a link or is it whatever? So I'm just going to take body text medium for it, and that is it. This has automatically gotten, if I edit this, so you're going to see that my variables have taken its initial place here. So that is it. So you can always apply it to an existing existing design system.
Design system.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. We have to practice and repractice.
Yes. So what I will advise is when once this is being uploaded, practice, 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 and practice it. Okay. That's only and only when you will feel yes that you have done it. If not, it will still be strange to you. But when you keep on practicing it and then trying, ask questions. If you have any challenge, I'm always open. I am your trainer. Okay. I am not your I am not the program manager. Ask me questions, I will respond to you. You are learning. If after finishing, then you cannot create variable, and then it is going to be like, oh yes, we both, all of us wasted our time. So if you try to do something and then you can't achieve it, ask question on the group. There's a channel, so I'm now going to now set a time for us to do hands-on. Okay. So from next month we'll be doing hands-on. Okay, most of this stuff will be I will join with my system, you join with your system, we practice it together. So with that, we are going to make the learning more interesting and also more more interesting. Let me just use that terminology for now. All right. So that is it. So ask questions where you feel after trying it. Don't come to my DM, please. Most of you that are fond of coming to my DM, I don't want to be rude, though. I will ignore the DM. Just come to ask the question on the track channel. Your question can be of assistance to another person. So another person will not come to my DM. Imagine 200 persons coming to my DM to come and ask questions. The same question all of you are asking. It will be too much on me. Okay, please, everyone should pity me. Thank you. So ask question on the track. All right. So any other question before we call it a day?
Yes, sir.
All right. Go ahead.
It's not based on this again. Not based on this
Okay.
one again. You said I should make corrections on my own. I've done it. I didn't see review. I didn't see anything.
Uh, all right. That will be sorted. After this call, I will sort that out. So,
Please, sir. Thank you.
all right. So that would mean there is no other question again. So
Sorry, sir, I have a
uh,
question. Sorry. You said you're
all
not
right, go
going
ahead.
back to do variables again. So is this all we need to create in variables and to apply? Is this everything about variables?
Yes, much yes. Is line height that was remaining and all other spacing that you might need. So this is basically all about variables. Okay, I've taught you how to use Boolean value too, but we'll continue coming here as we proceed. When we are doing prototype, okay, we'll come back to variables. When we are doing mobile design, we'll come back to variables, and we'll be coming back to it, but we will not be creating from scratch again. So we'll be using the already created variable. So I will not teach you how to create it. I'll only teach you how to apply it. So that is it. So this is basically I am not really variable is a little bit broad though, but I think I've done justice to it. So I'll say 95. So the 5% is on you. All right. So That is it. Any other question? Okay, so I will take it as no. All right, so thank you very much. Today we've actually there will come a time in a class that will use 3 hours. Well, I think we've used that will use 5 hours in a class. So I'm always ready. It's just you have to be ready to. It will be an achievement to you that yes, you came to CodeCamp 5.0 and then you left with a good understanding. You see this particular topic, variables. This particular topic is most designers don't know it. Like when I said most designers, I'm talking about designers that have that have more years than you have that we have, and industries will actually um they will actually respect you when you know how to use this and also know how to use it effectively and know how to use it very well. So if the only thing you actually get out of this boot camp is actually how to use variables and to work effectively, I'm not going to count it as a loss. All right. So put in much effort and then learn this with all your heart. If you have questions, I am open to learning. All right,
So
Mr.
I think
Yemi,
you are still going to take us the reline heights too, so that at least we have everything we need.
who is that?
I'm saying that, are you still going to teach us that line heights variable? Or we should go
I'm
and do
not.
that ourselves?
Go and do that yourself.
We could.
Yes. But I can't have a class on that again. There's other topics we need to look at.
Mm.
Other topics. Yes, Vera. Okay, Mr. Yemi, yes, I'm going to look at it. Yes, Vera. Yes, responsiveness and mode switching, especially responsiveness and okay. That when you design up to 100 screens, and then you now come to do each of them mobile responsiveness, tablet, you do tablet, you do phone. Then if those that use other devices, wristwatch and the rest of it, that is too much for a particular person. So, but with variables, you will be working smoothly. Just practice variables and then have it at your fingertips and then you are good to go. The sky will only be a limit. I think is it the sky will be your starting point. Well, you can pick whatever or which one works for you. All right. So we have come to the end of our class today. So do enjoy and practice and practice and practice. Do have a wonderful night ahead. Bye bye. Mr. Yemi, please end the call. Yeah. I lost my power as the admin or as the host. Oh. Mr. Yemi, are you still with us? No problem, gifts. Mr. Mr. Yemi.
Sorry, sir. Don't mind me. I just came home. I went to go and pick my kids. So I'm
Yeah,
juggling
well,
two duties.
you collected the host from me, so
A vote.
you are with my power. The host,
Oh, sorry.
like you are. So I needed my
Okay.
power back.
Oh, sorry. Let me leave. Yes, sir.